We're going to begin with the dawn of a new era when it comes to cancer care and treatment here in the two Virginias. WVU Medicine's Princeton Community Hospital is celebrating what it's calling that new era in cancer care for this area. Among the dignitaries and leaders on hand, the president of West Virginia University made the trip from Morgantown to Mercer County for the unveiling of the hospital's latest addition. It's positioned on the north side of the PCH facility in Princeton. The new consolidated cancer offices will allow patients to receive medical oncology services. It streamlines what used to take 2 stops for care into a single visit. They also announced, in addition to expanding the services the hospital provides, the building itself is set to expand as well, growing into a new infusion center that's being built onto the side. The director of WVU Cancer Institute says the goal of these new additions is to help keep West Virginians in West Virginia while they receive treatment for their disease without the need to leave this region in many cases.
But there are cancers that can be routinely taken care of here without the need to go to Morgantown. And I think that's really, really important. And it bolsters the community, it bolsters the hospital, and most importantly, it bolsters the morale and the spirits of the patients.
And the president and CEO of WVU Princeton Community Hospital, Karen Bowling, says that the plan here is to make the hospital a one-stop shop for cancer care with the design purposefully based on the one in Morgantown. Bowling adds that bringing this state-of-the-art cancer care to her community is a dream come true.
To be able to expand services, to grow a service, to grow a building here in southern West Virginia where people don't always want to invest, but for WVU Medicine to be able to support us in investing $64.5 million in future projects, that is absolutely the best case that could happen.
And Bowling says patients will be able to use the newly built facility when it officially opens next Friday. They are also planning to open that building's extension by late July.